Hey guys, so today's video is a makeup tutorial, kind of like a mauve monochromatic look with a purple winged liner. I really like how this look turned out. I kind of winged it. Today was the first time I even used this eyeshadow palette, so I was totally winging it. But I love it and I hope you guys really like it too. And if you want to see how to get this makeup look, then just keep watching. I'm gonna prime my eyes with the Urban Decay Primer Potion in Enigma. Excuse my dark circles, it looks like I'm wearing eyeshadow. And I'm not. So I just set that primer with some face powder and now we're gonna move on to some eyeshadow. I'm gonna be using the new Dose of Colors Marvelous Mauves palette. I haven't worn this one yet. I've been using the Baked Browns one. It's in this exact same packaging, only it has brown shades. Obviously that one is a little bit more me, but I thought it would be nice to try this out for a video. I rarely ever do mauve colors, so this is new. I'm gonna take the first shade in the palette called Fluffy, and I'm just gonna apply this really softly on my entire lid. The brown palette blended out really nicely. The formula was really good, so I'm just putting this everywhere. Now I'm gonna take a fluffy blending brush and I'm gonna dip it into the second shade in the palette. This one's called Rosy. And I'm just gonna start building this color into my crease. One thing you have to note with these eyeshadows is that they are very powdery. They're kind of similar to the Lorac Pro palettes or the Anastasia palettes. When you put your brush in, a lot of powder comes up. There's a lot of kick up. We are literally just gonna go down the aisle. I'm gonna take the next color in the palette. This one is called Wishy Washy. And with a smaller crease brush, I'm just gonna do the exact same thing. Only the application is just gonna be a little bit more precise. I don't want this to be blown out in the entire crease. I just wanna mainly focus this a little bit underneath the other color. I'm not gonna drag it up too high. I'm kind of flicking it out just a little bit, just so that I could look a little bit more angled here. I'm gonna go back into that first shade we used, Fluffy, and I'm just gonna add a little bit more on the inner corners here. Now I'm gonna take this really pretty like reddish purpley brown and it's called Spaced Out, and I'm just gonna do the exact same process I've been doing. I'm gonna focus this on the outer corners, but I'm not gonna apply it as much as I applied the last shade. Every color I put down I get more and more precise. So now I'm just gonna dip into this one and I'm just gonna focus this right in the outer corners. I am gonna drag this color a little bit into the crease, but not that much. Okay, and then we're gonna take the last color in the palette. It's called Wine Stain, and on a different brush, a smaller crease brush, I'm going to dab into that. And I'm gonna take this shade very carefully on the outer corners. I don't want it to look too intense. Okay, so now I'm gonna take that color we first, no, this one, that color we first used in the crease with that same crease brush we used with it, and I'm just gonna lightly blend out all the edges. And now I'm just taking Fluffy one more time and making it a little bit more intense on the inner corners because we did so much blending, a lot of it just got blended away. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and apply some liquid eyeliner. Normally right now I would just go ahead and clean it up, but I'm gonna wait until after my liquid liner is on to do that. So I'm gonna take the Inglot Gel Liner in the shade 83. I wanted to use this because it's purple, so it's similar to the eyeshadow, but it's like a completely different purple. They look nothing alike. But I think it's gonna look cool. I don't know, I've never tried this before. I've never even tried this eyeliner. I'm gonna take my favorite eyeliner brush. This is the Anastasia number 15, and I have to get really close to this mirror, and here we go. Okay, so I totally messed up on this side, but that's okay. We're gonna clean it up. So now I'm just gonna take a little cotton square with a little bit of Bioderma on it. Well, a lot of bit of Bioderma on it. And I'm just gonna clean everything up. Okay, so I just extended my wing a little bit more after I cleaned it up. I just made it sharper in the outer corners, and then I applied something to my brow bone, and during that whole time my camera shut off and I didn't notice. But I took the City Color Intense Exposure Highlighter and I used that to highlight my brow bone, but I want to take another color because I want something a little bit more matte and more intense. So I'm just going to take my Morphe palette. I'm sorry to be showing this. I know it's out of stock and it's gone forever, but I'm just going to take this matte cream color and use this underneath my brow bone. Look how dirty my palette is. And I'm just gonna use that to clean up everything underneath the brow bone. Use any matte cream color you have. I'm sure you have one in your collection. For my inner corners, I'm gonna take this Vivid Baked Highlighter by Makeup Revolution in the shade Radiant Lights. And I'm just gonna apply a little bit to the inner corners. When I apply concealer, I'm gonna assume most of it is gonna get blended away. So I'll just retouch this later on.
Yeah, I have the memory of a goldfish, so I totally forgot to do that.
But now we can move on to the face before I finish up my eyes. Okay, so for my face, I am gonna use some of the products I spoke about in my monthly favorites video. So of course, I'm gonna prime my skin with this bad boy. This is the e.l.f. Prep and Hydrate Balm. I have been using this and I have been loving this for my dry skin. It just feels so nice when you apply it. It's kind of like cooling. Not as cooling as the Milk one. Milk has a balm stick really similar to this. It's more expensive, so this is definitely a good dupe, but the other one is a little bit more cooling. So I'm just gonna like press that into my skin. This doesn't fill your pores or anything like that. It really is just like a hydrating balm. I do not like how sticky this leaves my hands though. Okay, so the foundation I'm gonna be wearing today is the one I was wearing in my favorites video. It's not a favorite of the month or anything. This is literally the second time I use it. I tried it out for the first time when I was doing my makeup for my favorites video, and it is the Era Everyday Aerobrush Foundation. I purchased this because I saw Tarte's video on it. I'm sure some of you can relate. It looked flawless on her skin, and I went online and I purchased it immediately. It's an aerosol foundation, really similar to the Dior one, and I love the Dior one, but that one I think breaks me out, and I'm so scared to retry it. But yeah, anyway, what is up with the cap on this foundation? Like, really? I don't see the need for that. Really weird. So you definitely want to make sure that when it comes to foundations like this, like these aerosol cans, you want to shake it up really good. I picked mine up in the shade Summer Wheat Y5. For medium yellow undertone skin, I'm not medium skin. I don't know why I picked up this shade. It's not terrible. It is gonna match me in the summertime perfectly, or if I self-tan, it will match me, but right now it is a little bit dark for me. I'm gonna use my Equal Tools sponge. I spoke about this in my favorites video. I love this sponge. So I'm just gonna spray it onto the actual sponge because we all saw what happened to Tarte. That's not gonna happen to me. That was actually pretty funny. One thing I will say about this foundation, it stinks so bad. I don't remember if she said in the video if it smelled. Maybe she did, but I just don't remember. But oh my gosh, the scent on this product, it's honestly almost unbearable. Like, I borderline almost didn't wear it when I first smelled it, but the finish is just so pretty. I think this foundation oxidizes a little bit, but it does have a flawless finish. Like, your skin literally looks airbrushed. I like the coverage. I like how it feels while I'm wearing it on the skin. It lasts all day on me. I just cannot get over this scent. Like, it lingers. Like, I could smell it sitting on my face. I had to have gotten a bad one. I can't. It smells like rotten donuts. Is that weird? So this is the foundation on my skin. Like I said, it is just a hair too dark for me. It looks like a little too yellow, but the finish is so pretty. I love it. Now I'm gonna go in with some concealer. I'm gonna use the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer. I have been loving this. It just blends so easily. I love it. So I'm just gonna apply kind of like a lot of this because I want everything to match and I want to even out my skin tone. And the foundation is, you know, a little dark. gonna set down that concealer using my Fiona Stiles Invisible Finish Loose Setting Powder in White Stone. Okay, so I've completely set my entire face, and now I'm just gonna finish up the eyes. I know I do my makeup in like the weirdest steps, but this is just what works for me. So let's move on to the eyes. I'm gonna take this eyeliner by NYX. It's one of their faux black liners, and this one is in the shade Blackberry. It's a really dark purple. It's so pretty. So I'm gonna tight line with this. And I'm also gonna apply this to my waterline. Then I'm gonna take a pencil brush and I'm gonna dip it into this shade Wishy Washy. And I'm just gonna blend this underneath my lower lash line. I don't wanna make it too intense. I don't want my lower lash line to be like ridiculously smoky like I usually like it. I'm just gonna apply just a little bit of this. And then I'm gonna take the dark shade in the palette, Wine Stain, and I'm gonna apply this right here in the very outer corner of my eye, just so that it can mimic the top lid. We have the darker color right at the outer corners on the top, so we're gonna put it right in the outer corners of the bottom as well. I'm gonna try a different mascara for my bottom lashes. Let's see how it goes. But for my top lashes, I'm gonna use the Benefit Roller Lash Mascara. For the mascara on my lower lash line, I'm gonna try something different. I might end up hating it, but you know, whatever, that's what makeup's for. This is the MAC mascara, in Extreme Dimension, but this is in the shade Gym Dandy. That's such a strange name. It's like a really dark indigo purple, kind of similar to the eyeliner I'm wearing actually. So I thought it would be cool to try this out on the lower lash line. I don't even know if it's gonna show up purple. Oh, yeah, it does, it does. Oh, I kind of like that. I think it looks cool. Okay, so this is the finished eye look. I actually really like how that lower lash mascara turned out because it is a very, very dark purple, and you could only tell it's purple if you look up close because it's not a huge difference from the mascara on my top lashes, but it does give you a little bit of something. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and finish the rest of my face.
Okay, so I had to do the rest of this in a voiceover because the dogs could not stop barking. So I just took my Marc Jacobs new Tastic bronzer and I just bronzed up the skin with this. It's showing up really warm on camera for some reason, but it's not. It just gives you a really pretty, nice tan. I love it. And I'm putting this everywhere. For blush, I took the Tarte Amazonian Clay blush in the shade Exposed. It's like an oldie but a goodie. It just looks so nice with mauve tone eyeshadows. I love this blush whenever I do cooler tone looks. So I'm just popping that onto my cheeks. And then for highlight, I'm taking that same highlight I use in my inner corners, the one I totally forgot to put back into my inner corners. Yeah, that highlight, I'm using it to highlight the tops of my cheekbones, and I'm also gonna highlight my nose as well. I love how it gives me like a really pretty soft pink pearl look. I love it. So I'm gonna set down all of this makeup with the Milani Make It Last setting spray. And while that's drying, I'm gonna go in with my lip color. This is the Stila liquid lipstick in the shade Baci, and I love it. It's the prettiest mauve purple ever. And yeah, guys, that completes this makeup look. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.
Not as cooling as the Melt Milk. Hello?
Mama.
Dime? Can someone explain to me how people take those pictures on Instagram that's like, you know, like this, like in the corner with their hand? Like, I would love to do those, but I can't get the angle right. I suck. I'm no good at being a makeup person. I suck. I don't know anything.